Hey everyone, I'm Jay Halley. I get to walk us through some of Proverbs. We've been walking the wisdom trail through Proverbs, and Proverbs helps us to understand what it looks like to be a good spouse, to be a good parent, to be a good son or daughter, to manage our time or our life or our money wisely. Today, I want to have a word with you about keeping unity within community. Whatever that community is, maybe it's your marriage, your home, your workplace, or your church. If we were to jump way forward to the book of Ephesians, chapter 4, Paul gives a key to keeping unity, and that is to speak the truth in love. Now, sometimes it's hard to speak the truth in love. Maybe Paul borrows that thought from Proverbs, which says things like this in chapter 28. He who rebukes a man will in the end gain more favor than he who has a flattering tongue. To rebuke means to correct. And it's important to correct each other because that's how we get better. We are Christians. We're called to follow Christ. We're called to go God's way. And sometimes we need to correct each other to help one another do that better. Just the chapter before, in chapter 27, two of my favorite verses, it goes like this: better is open rebuke than hidden love. Wounds from a friend can be trusted, but an enemy multiplies kisses. It may feel good hearing all of the positive things people might have to say about us, which is great. Those negative things are hard to hear, but it's important to hear. That's what helps us get better. So it's important for me to share with you something I see, a concern that I might have, something I've heard or have seen or have felt. But it's also important for you to tell me because you need to help me get better as well. So that's why these verses in chapter 15 are important. Listen to these. He who listens to a life-giving rebuke will be at home among the wise. He who ignores discipline despises himself, but whoever heeds correction gains understanding. Man, I want to be considered as one of those among the wise, as one of those who has understanding, don't you? Well, we won't be unless we are open to being corrected. So, how do we keep unity within community? By correcting, rebuking, but also by receiving rebuke, receiving correction. We help each other get better at going God's way, and that's wisdom.